Erika Kirk, where she's probably got the lack of social awareness as people on the ASPD spectrum do. And she can turn it around into God forgives everything. Look, I've got Nicki Minaj here now. You know, Charlie's
I
done, Charlie's dead. I've got Nicki Minaj here now. And we can forgive her
I
as well,
I
and she can be
started getting
welcomed into the
the
Christian family.
yeah, I started getting the feeling it was almost turning into a girl power feminist rally. And the audience members seem to be less and less men. It seems to be more and more women. And I think it was almost a rallying cry for hey sisters,
Well,
let's get together.
it's kind of if we be a little bit more objective about it. So Erica Fronsvey, which is what she was called before she married Charlie Kirk, she was a presenter. She ran her own businesses. She was very much an active feminist, but a very Christian leaning activist. She always used the language of Christianity. That is through the whole cycle of everything that she's done. Um, but she's also, done the independent woman kind of thing, stand on my own 2 feet.
Yeah.
Um, and that, to a large extent, goes against the things that Charlie Kirk believed in. But it also, when she married him, then takes the spotlight away from her, and it's a spotlight that she's been used to having.
Yeah. The thing that springs to mind most of all is Charlie Kirk at least always gave the impression he was very mission focused.
Mm.
It was, whether or not he was a narcissist, Machiavellian, whatever, or a psychopath, some attention seeker, whatever. It was definitely always like he had a mission to spread his brand of Christianity
Mm.
and that America is the greatest country in the world, but we've forgotten the message of the founding fathers. We've forgotten the importance of the Constitution. He attacked the Educational Institute of Universities because students couldn't debate.
Oh, I've lost you.
Still see you.
There we go. Go on.
Yeah. They would still debate him on, he would point out they can't or couldn't on the basics. And that not only could they not debate him on the basics, they were always complaining about being triggered and hate speech. And he'd be like, what is it I'm saying that's hateful? What is it? And whether or not you think he was a hateful person, if you're going to debate them, you have to provide the evidence. Ben Shapiro ran into the same problem when he used to do a lot of university debating. People would refer to his rhetoric and he'd be like, well, what is it that I'm saying that? And all he was doing is pointing out you don't seem to appear to know what your argument is. And
Mm.
and Charlie Kirk did it, Ben Shapiro did. They're not actually saying your argument isn't valid. They were trying to point out you don't seem to know what your argument is. And when I
Yeah.
present back to you, you just freeze and just like, oh, it's because you're a misogynist. It's because you're a bigot. It's because you're a racist. It's like,
Yeah.
well, that's not the debate, and you're not giving me an example of it. You're not disputing the facts. You're not disputing the evidence I'm presenting. You're just surmising opinions in my direction that typically are aimed at insulting me because you're trying to piss me off, not have a conversation with me.
Mm.
And often it doesn't happen. Well, it never. I think I've said to you before. The thing I think that plays into a lot of this as well is if Charlie Kirk has spoken to 100 people at a university in one day, and you're only seeing a minute and a half clip on Instagram of one person, it's very much X Factor. We're going to give the
Yes.
one, post the one that's going to give an audience reaction.
Yes. Yes. And on that subject, that's exactly what we could be seeing with Erica Kirk. A lot of things just taken out of context, which makes it look worse. to us than it actually is. Is it likely that you can make up your mind for yourselves? But yeah,
The thing I think that is if you ask people about Charlie Kirk, they will all talk about him being somebody that debated in universities or colleges up and down the country.
mm,
Nobody ever saw Charlie Kirk walking out on stage like he was the lead singer of a jazz band. It's he that wasn't what he did. That's not what his brand was. And
yeah,
he built Turning Point USA off that brand.
yes,
And whilst Erika Kirk is absolutely well within her rights, um, this is going to be a funny analogy, funny sidestep. One of the things that's killing the car industry at the moment is electric cars and hybrid cars, right?
mm,
And there's so many reasons that that's happening, but one of them is lots of these brands, actually, especially the high performance brands, have this massive pedigree of race engines, of a certain style, of a certain look, a certain sound. And now you're saying, and here's your battery. Have fun, guys. And they're even doing things like putting in exhaust sounds and stuff like that. But for a car enthusiast, it's that doesn't represent a car to me as if
yeah,
you're an enthusiast, it's not what represents a car to you. And so when people like upgrade their cars and they get a hybrid and stuff, they're no longer excited. It's basically a bag for life. It's just recycling. I need a new vehicle because I'm on a lease or whatever. Okay,
mm,
what have you got? And it's like it's not once, like blokes once upon a time would go into a dealership, would be looking at a car, knowing full well they can't have it because they've got to buy the SUV or they've got to buy the estate.
mm,
But because that's got the same badge on the steering wheel, they're able to offset that with actually this is as close as I can get to it in
mm,
today, But they're not looking at hybrid cars and then looking at or electric cars and then looking at the estate and they're just like, ugh. It's just a chore. And
yes,
the reason for that is because these brands have gone off brand. That this isn't what made them famous. It's not what they were known for. So they don't actually have an audience. They don't have a customer because their old
mm,
customers bought turbo cars, their old cars injections. They bought the illusion that they were buying some heritage. Um,
yes,
and now um, you've got this. Where is the Charlie Kirk going to come from? Because the one thing they're going to struggle with is you don't have the charismatic guy who's mission principled, who's going to just take on all comers. And instead, what you're doing is these glitzy shows, but that's not getting anyone's attention.